I know I'm live. I know my computer just, my phone just keeps, its notifications actually working. It's telling me that I'm live. I know. I'm doing it. Hey, Leon. Howdy. I'm just sorting out my computer first. Making sure that everybody sees. You're first here? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, first I'll explain exactly what's been happening and stuff. I think my new fancy chair is broken. It's not me. I know I'm a weird shape, but it just feels very asymmetrical when I'm sitting in it. Like if I push the armrest all the way back, then this side, this pokes into my side. And I know I bulge out more on this side than I do this side, but it's still annoying. So it's like, so this arm is in the wrong place, but I adjusted it when I built it. So it should be in the right place. I can adjust the height. They're at the top with their height. And make them super low and make them super high. But for some reason, I can't move them in and out because they're bolted together in the right place. So I don't get it. And it does tilt slightly more this side than it does that side, which is annoying, but yeah. Anyway, yeah. You may notice that this side of the space is a lot more clearer than usual, and the wall is cobweb free, and also this cable is back, and that's because my bug zapper is back on, and that's a real thing that was missing before. Because for about a year I've not had a bug zapper in here, and I even had a Venus flytrap in here and everything, and that worked okay until it's decided to kill itself for no reason. But yeah, I've been busy. I've been very busy today, basically tidying up, finally getting the Hoover in here, which did an amazing job on the floor because it was an industrial Hoover. So yeah, my floor is still terrible because it's a wooden floor, so it's got all of the dirt marks and scuff marks and everything. Anything I've spilt or dropped on it in the past basically leaves a mark. And also it's got mold on it, which is fun. So fun. So fun. Mold. Awesome. Yeah. But no, I also cleaned I cleaned the doors. They look fantastic. And you can't see them again because I'm not going to move the camera because it's got the lenses on them at the moment. But also the ceiling is also clean. Although I haven't done that half of the ceiling, mainly because I have to mop the ceiling and use special mopping technology, basically an upside down mop. We've got this mop thing that's basically a sponge on a stick, and it's got like a thing you can squeeze the water out of it from the handle. It's really cool. But the thing is that it drips so much that I can only do this side of the office. I can't do that side of the office because there's computers on the desk and it drips too much that I was going to just put a tarp over the desk and then just do that. Oh, hello, there's a spider there. Is it in frame? Can you see it? No, it's just above the little light box, which never gets turned on. Yeah, and that would have been cool, but I can't actually put. The tarp would do nothing. It wouldn't protect it as much as I hope. I'm not going to risk my computers. So, in other words, I can't do that until I figure out a way to do it better without having to mop the ceiling. Maybe put one of the wipes on a stick and then basically wipe it with the stick. I don't know. I can't be on a footstool over my desk because I might fall on my desk and that will definitely break the computers or something. That'll break something. It'll be bad. It'll be super bad. We're waiting on Jeffers because he really wanted to do a kind of a learning something live stream. Oh my god. What with the yawning? So I'm kind of vamping. Yeah, but I also got rid of a bunch of cobwebs in here. So many spider webs. You would not believe how many spider webs there were in here. It's terrible, especially down here. Like there's less spider webs here, and you probably can see that. Making me a little bit paranoid because I keep thinking that all the spiders are going to come back and be like, "Where the fuck's my house?" But yeah, it looks all shiny and new and cool. Well, it looks shiny and newer. There's still huge problems and huge stuff that I have to deal with. For example, the desk, I still have to clean off the desk. That's going to be fun. There's just so much stuff on the desk. And yeah, I've got to clean off these shelves and stuff. I put the pad and the book are here. And I'm a bit concerned about that because it slightly overhangs the shelf and it's slightly over my arm and my shoulder, which means that if there was a spider in here, it could crawl onto the books or these notepads and my drawing pad and dangle over my shoulder and then land on my shoulder, which is not cool to think about, so I'm going to try not to think about it. Hi, basic person. How you doing? Leon says it's buffering. I'm looking at the playback on my monitor. It looks fine. I'm sorry, dude. You're going to have to deal with it. There's not a problem on my end. So, yeah. Anyway, yeah, I've still got lots to do. It's a pain in the butt. But yeah, I did find some artwork that I was working on ages ago and just popped up again from last year, not this year, but last year's sci-fi convention. Some artwork that I was doing. I was trying to combine all of the sci-fi logos into one. It's really tiny, but that's all of the sci-fi logos into one that were relevant to to that particular year of the sci-fi convention. And yeah, some spaceship designs. Oh fuck, I dropped it. Some funky spaceship designs. Which look weird, but cool at the same time. That one I have no idea what I was thinking of. Oh, I know what I was thinking. Oh. Ew, these are designs based on Star Trek Legacy, apart from this one in particular, which is huge. But random freaky spaceship designs. I found these while I was cleaning up, and it's like awesome. I have nowhere to put them. But then again, I'm gonna clean up my filing cabinet, and basically I'm gonna put like all of my artwork in the filing cabinet. So yeah, after it gets digitized, because I also found my backup hard disk, which was cool. So I get to back up my current hard disk, which is good because it's being a bitch and doesn't want to stay connected to my computer. So yeah. Hey, Panafox. Hey, Jeffrey. Right, so I don't know if anybody remembers this. Jeffrey, I think, does remember this because he mentioned it last time I mentioned it, that he did remember this. We did a series on here that was basically called, what was it called? It was like LiveTUBBSwiki or something. LiveTUBBSwiki Wednesday. No, excuse me. Wiki Wednesday is what we're going to call it now. Because I'm going to do this every Wednesday, where we look up something online and we try to learn something new. So if nobody has a particular topic in mind, then yeah, I'm going to just go onto Wikipedia and see if we can find something new to talk about and learn. But yeah, how are you guys doing? How is everybody doing tonight? Oh, you're good. Can everybody hear me okay? Because I've got the fan in here. I managed to get the fan in here. I got rid of the radiator, the heater, and got the fan in here instead. And it's doing a great job keeping me not melting. So yay! In fact, it's a bit too good because I'm feeling a little chilly on my legs. You know, a little bit chilly on my legs. But apart from that, I'm okay. And there's a spider. We just tried to attack the string. Oh, yeah, it's on a timer as well. The fan. So yeah, it stopped at just the right moment. Yeah, there's a little spider up there, just like above the string, and I just moved the string a little bit to see if it would actually touch the spider because I wasn't entirely sure if that was a spider or not. It's a funny shape, but it's definitely a spider. And yes, it attacked the string, but it's figuring out that the string is just a string. It's just sat there now on top of the string. Anyway, I missed the end of the last night's gaming stream. Tubbs, as always, I had a phone call. I get it. You don't have to apologize. If you could, Jeff, maybe just say sorry phone or something before you go. But then again, if you're on your phone and you get a phone call, I guess you don't have much warning. So I understand. It's just that I do wonder where you disappeared to. But it's okay. Panafox is tired. Oh, I'm very tired too. Like I said, I've been working my ass off today. You do not understand this, but this entire side, there's like an imaginary half of the office, entire half of the office is pristinely clean. And I'm not just talking about like the chair and the floor being hoovered and stuff like that. I have wiped down that bookcase. I've installed the bug zapper again. I brought the fan in, got rid of the radiator, hoovered the entire floor, so more than half technically, mopped the doors and stuff because they were very dusty and cobwebby and shit, and mopped the ceiling on this side all the way up to the shelf. Wow, it's really noticeably dirty, but luckily you can't see that. Organized a bit of my workspace, my storage space on this shelf, and yeah, all of that in really high temperatures. I'm pretty knackered. So yeah, and while I've got a hurty side because this problem, I have no idea what this is, but I have not worked out today. Well, unless you count that as working out. But yeah, my side, this just inside my belly, just in there. Just like if I said that, but down here, you can't really see it. But that's where it hurts. Yeah, especially if I lean this side, breathe in, it kind of just, it's achy. It's not really pain, it's more of a discomfort. It's weird. I don't understand what's going on. But yeah, I'm not working out until that's sorted because, of course, I need to bend and lift stuff. And it's like, if there is a problem in there and it's muscular, then that would be a problem. That would be bad, and I should not work out. I kind of really want to work out, though, because I was like all excited a week ago when well, more than a week ago now, when I started my workout regime. I was like, ooh, I'm gonna stick with this now. I'm not depressed enough to basically just forget about working out now. So yeah, it's a thing. Anyway, I'm sorry you're tired, dude, but I get it. I empathize. I'm knackered too. We've done a great job. Well, as you could kind of see, the wall has got less dust on it and cobwebby on it. So that's something. That is something. You can't see that side, the side that I see all the time, because that's a horror show. That's going to be a pain in the butt to clean. Although I've done the shelf that's underneath my desk, I've done that shelf, so that's something. It's really grubby because that's where I put my feet all the time. So, Right, so let's do this. We have no particular topic in mind, right, guys? We're just starting off with a regular wiki, where we just talk about Wikipedia and try to learn stuff. I gotta find Wikipedia. Leprechaun Wikipedia. Oh yeah, because I was looking up the different kinds of leprechauns. Because there's many. There are many different kinds of leprechauns, and nobody knows this. Anyway, Wikipedia. Right, I'm going to share my screen. It's wiki time. Sure is. Button container? What? Oh, it's my real time thing because I had to download real time. Ugh. There it is. I'll put it in like mini mode until I get it sorted. But wiki. So yeah, and this is something you guys can do along with me if you want to go look at Wikipedia. Today's feature article is the Australasian. Why can't I just say Australian, really? Australasian Antarctic Expedition from 1911 to 1914, headed by Douglas. Yep, Douglas Mawson, explored the. I'm actually going to put my glasses on. Lots of reading required means the glasses go on. Ugh. Oh, I sprayed them. Whatever I did last time I wore them, I had to spray them. What was I doing the last time I was wearing my thumb? Oh, I was trying to operate the Hoover, so it's probably just moisture from sweatiness from all of the activity. Like I said, I've been busy. And they're foggy. Oh, fuck's sake. I don't have a tissue or anything, so I'm just using my. I'm going to use my vest. With my glasses on, really? Well, normally I can cope very, very well without my glasses on because I'm long-sighted. So if I'm basically just, I'm not really focusing on my monitors that much. And when I'm working, you may notice that I'm either doing this or doing this, and that's usually just far enough away from the monitor to basically do work stuff. But if I'm reading, particularly just reading something, then yeah, I have to put my glasses on. And this works a little better. Everybody, yeah. I'm basically looking for if this was just a general expedition to just go there, or if it was like something important, but it doesn't seem to be anything super important. Collection of many biological and geological samples, including the discovery of the first meteorite found in Antarctica. Okay. The expedition was first established and was first to establish. I missed out a whole word. It's only a tiny one. You look cute with glasses on, Tubbs. Well, I would like to wear glasses all the time, but the thing is that I have to go get my eyes tested again. And that's boring. And also, it's a thing that I'll have to walk around with all the time. You know, I have to wear them all the time, and I'm super aware that there's glasses on when I have glasses on, and I'm not poking myself in the eye every day to contact them. So yeah. Although I like wearing my glasses, it's just that when I did actually wear glasses, like wear proper glasses for all, every day, all the time use, I kept taking them off. When you take them off, you either lose them. I kept leaving them on the bus, and or sitting on them. So yeah, it became a thing. It's because I only really need glasses if I'm reading something that's right in front of me, like a computer screen when I move in to read, so it's a thing. The expedition was the first to establish and maintain wireless contact between Antarctica and Australia. It's broad exploration program laid the groundwork for Australia's later territorial claims in Antarctica. I mean, does anybody want to read the rest of that? Do you want me to read the rest of that? In the news, a Pakistani International Airlines passenger aircraft pictured crashes in Karachi, killing nearly 97 people. Ouch. The aircraft involved in the accident in 2015. Oh. Never cool, especially with not many flights happening. It's kind of weird that basically to hear about a plane crash. "97 people. Cyclone Amphan impacts eastern India and Bangladesh, killing over 100 people and forcing the evacuation of more than 4 million others. Ouch. More bad stuff. The Iranian Navy frigate Jamaran accidentally strikes the Iranian support vessel with a missile, killing 19. So lots of bad stuff. Recent deaths. So I'm leaning in now because I have to wearing the glasses makes everything, like I said, I'm long-sighted. So if I wanted to read this and read it properly, I could just do this. But now I've been wearing glasses for a little bit, so I've got to wait for my eyes to adjust. And I have to keep adjusting my head to make sure that I can still see. And if I do this, it gets blurry anyway because I'm long-sighted. Again, I should just go to the eye doctor, do the fucking boring test, and basically get some proper glasses that I have to wear all the time. Thanks for finishing that. Oh, I haven't read the full article, but basically that was just the, yeah. Okay. Anybody, recent deaths? Tony Bailey? Tony Bailey? That sounds familiar. Jimmy Cobb, Bucky Baxter, Stanley Ho, June A. I don't know. Saturn? Alligator. It's an alligator. Okay. It's an alligator. Anthony Bailey. I do like that you can hover over stuff. Was an English writer and art historian. Okay. I do know who that is, but I don't actually. Yeah, that's sad. Was an American alligator residing in the Moscow Zoo. He was the subject of an urban myth that was previously Adolf Hitler's pet alligator. Okay. Bummer. Gators are cute. I like gators. Now, we famously know the Did You Know sections are kind of boring and a little bit shit because they give you not enough information to get you hooked into tricking you into reading more, and also they don't give you enough information to basically tell you why it's interesting, you know, why it's an interesting did you know kind of fact, you know. And it's like, yeah, so famously these things are usually a bit shit. Here we go. Did you know that the Detroit style pizza, example pictured, is traditionally baked in automotive dip trays? See, now that's interesting, kind of. To people who like pizza, I guess. Well, the problem is, Jeff, I want glasses that I can just wear all the time and don't have to take off. You know, problem is that that's kind of for long-sighted people. That's usually a bit of an issue. That's one of the reasons why we have to have like glasses that we have to take off and put on all the time, because it's not as easy as the nearsighted people. Because you know, a lens in front of your eye is basically it's very easy to design that lens to basically get better as the distance gets further away, whereas it's a very specific distance from my eye that things become blurry and out of focus and stuff, and it's like it's very hard to get a lens that will correct that problem alone and let me see long distances. You know, it's a thing. It's a thing. James Blake spontaneously wrote the song "You're Too Precious" in the home studio after waking up. See, this is what I mean. You have to be really interested in music to basically know who these people are, what this song is. You're too precious. Okay. That the first monks in the sea. Villeneuve. I'm going to say Villeneuve. I don't care. Abbey arrived in the year 1200. Okay. From Bruze. Bruze, really? Come on, Bruze. Bruze Abbey, dedicated to Our Lady, was a. Oh, it's France. Okay, it's in France. That makes sense. Okay. Did you know that the Roman army repelled an elephant charge at the Battle of Panumus by throwing javelins? You see, that isn't interesting. That isn't a did you know. It's like, well, they have javelins. We know the Roman army had the ancient Roman army had javelins, right? We know this. If there's an elephant charging at them, what are they going to do? What are they going to do? They know that they can't use their swords because that's stupid. It's a fucking elephant. You know, you'd want a range attack, right? They weren't that super up with, but they had bowmen, they had archers and stuff, but they weren't as good with their archers. So they had javelins. They were famous for having javelins and spears and stuff. So yeah, you'd use fucking spear. That's not really a did you know. It's like, yes, I did know that. Yes, I know that they use javelins. Yes. That's not a did you know. What the fuck? Are these, are these, what is it called? When the computer basically does a randomized thing, is procedure. You know what I'm trying to say, right? You know what I'm trying to say. Are they randomly generated by the computer? Because, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Did you know that producer Paul F. Hurd believed that techniques used in government propaganda films could also be applied to religious films to bring about spiritual realizations? Like, isn't this religion or shit? There's a famous, isn't there a famous I'm trying to remember the famous house quote. And it's just something that always comes to mind, but I'm trying to remember it. And of course, it's not coming to mind because I can't remember it. We could just look them up. So now I've got crap in my eye. That's another reason why I don't like wearing the glasses, is because if I've got crap in my eye, it's a lot more annoying to sort that out. I'm looking forward to cleaning up my desk, actually, because that means that things will be organized better. Okay. Yep, there was definitely crap in my eye. My eye's got gooey. I hate that. It's only basically because your eye gets goopy. You know, you get sand and stuff when you're tired, but it's also when you get random eyelashes and stuff in your eye. It's really annoying. Yes. Something like if religious people could be reasonable, then there wouldn't be religious people, or something like that. But yeah, it's a really funny House quote, and I really loved House when it was on. It's really annoying that it basically ended. But then again, everything ends. It's a thing. Did you know that Lund Cathedral has been called the most powerful representative of Romanesque architecture in the Nordic countries? Why? I mean, it looks fine. I mean, that is Romanesque. You can only see a teeny picture, but it basically, yeah. Romanesque what? That's the problem. I don't know if anybody knows this. I studied architecture, so I know what Romanesque architecture is, but yeah. I'll just read the thing because it's better explaining it than me. Is an architectural style of medieval Europe characterized by semicircular arches. There is no consensus for the beginning date of the Romanesque style, with proposals ranging from the 6th to 11th century. This later date being the most commonly held in the 12th century. And then you have to read the entire article. Basically, it's Romanesque architecture is a kind of like a medieval style of architecture that tried to copy the Renaissance period architecture before. That's why they're having there's a big deal to do with like if it was like super early, in which case it was basically later Renaissance, or if it was like a bit later and it was inspired by the Renaissance architecture. And it's mostly Roman architecture, which is why it's Romanesque. You know, it's basically it's a mimicry of the Roman architecture and stuff. It's actually kind of like semi-famous now because you have Art Nouveau Romanesque or American Romanesque, and you may notice this in America they often like copy the Greek Parthenon motif, and pillars and stuff basically are very, very, very common in like Capitol buildings and stuff like that. It's a thing. It's a thing. But yeah, that's basically what Romanesque architecture is. But yeah, Romanesque architecture in other countries. Okay, I can see that. That's not that big video. But it's not that interesting. I mean, it's kind of interesting. I didn't know about the Lund Cathedral, but it looks pretty. Did you know that that Lassington Wood, owned by the Guise family since the 13th century, was given to Gloucester County? Didn't we read this one? I'm pretty sure we read this one in the last wiki thing. Okay, I'm pretty sure we read that one. I'm pretty sure that's not a thing. That, yeah. Archive, start a new article, nominate an article. I'm not good. So are they done by voting? Is this done by voting? I know that sounds like so. That sounds so familiar. Is it like a Reddit thing? Weird. On this day, they can't copy these ones because they have to be different every day. Surely. So anyway, May 27th, 1119. King John, who posthumously became known as one of the most revealed English monarchs, was crowned at reviled. That's bad, right? Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, I get it. He wasn't that great. Right, it was reviled. That is a bad thing, isn't it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a bad thing. English monarchs, it brings up a picture of England. Okay, in 1799, War of the Second Coalition, Austrian forces defeated troops of the French, Austrian army of the Danube, capturing the strategically important Swiss town of I was going to say Winterfell, but yeah. Yeah, that's not a huge deal. Pope Benedict the whatever Roman numeral that is. X of 5. The 15th. Because even if you have to add them together, that would still mean that it would be 15. Yeah, okay. Sorry, I know Roman numerals. It's one of my favorite stories. One of my favorite stories is basically telling people that, you know, how I learned Roman numerals, because everybody was like, everybody I went to school with didn't understand Roman numerals, you know, and it's so weird because I not only was I was taught Roman numerals because I was interested in them. I liked the idea of this number system that was kind of almost a code that you have to figure out and stuff. And basically, yeah, it's just that everybody in my house knew about Roman numerals, and it wasn't a big deal. It wasn't a thing even. But when it came up in like in a book or something, one of my friends would always ask me, you know, at school, one of my friends would always ask me, it's like, what the hell is this number? I'm like, it's a Roman numeral, you know, it just means 4. It's like, why can't they just write 4? It's like, it's just a thing, you know. It's like it's a V I, and the V is like 5, and then you take away 1. It's a thing. It just is, it's a thing, you know. Or, you know, if it was IV, then it would be no way. If it was IV, then it would be 6. Why am I getting that confused? Hello? Am I getting that confused? Is it the other way around? Whatever. The point is that basically when I did know about Roman numerals, it's like somebody said to me, it's like, well, we're not, well, you know, they were accusing me of being a nerd because I knew about Roman numerals, and it was like you don't call me, don't try to insult me just because you don't know about Roman numerals. And it's like, oh, how am I supposed to know about Roman numerals? They don't teach it here at school. It's like, because you can look at a fucking clock. It's not like it's secret information. Yeah. You know, it was just like, it's on Big Ben, for fuck's sake. I mean, how can you not know about Roman numerals? So yeah, I was just amazed about it. And when it came up again when I was working, the same thing happened. You know, basically people were like, "How comes you know about Roman numerals?" It's like, guys, it's not a secretive thing. Anybody can learn about Roman numerals because it's not like they're on clocks. Look at a clock. Anyway, you've always thought that Roman numerals were cool too. Well, that's good. Am I right about the whole IV thing? Like, what does IV mean? And what does VI mean? Because I'm pretty sure that it's IV is 4 and VI is 6. Because there's that famous joke in Hercules that is, you know, oh my god, you know, we're trapped. Somebody call IXII. Because IX is 9. Yeah. I got it right. Okay, yeah. Okay, okay. That was driving me nuts for a second there. I was like, what the fuck? Pope Benedict XV the 15th. promulgated promulgated I can't say it. I cannot say it. I don't even know what it means, to be honest. So I don't know. I've never seen that word before. That's a weird one. What the hell? Promulgate. Is it jated instead of gated? I don't know. I'm a dyslexic person. The Poi Benedictine code. Oh, fuck you. You know, what is with the long words? This happens. This used to happen all the time. Used to happen all the time when I try to read something and it's like, we're going to make lots of big words happen that you don't know about or can't pronounce. The first official comprehensive, he wrote, why can't they say that he wrote? Comprehensive codification of Latin canon law. Yeah. In 1940, World War II, 97 soldiers of the British Royal Norfolk Regiment were killed after surrendering to German forces. They were killed? I thought there was a whole thing that if you surrendered in World War II, you were taken to a POW camp. You know, that's what the movie The Great Escape was all about, wasn't it? Pretty sure. I didn't know they just killed them. I thought it was a whole big deal about not doing that. Why is killed? Oh, okay. It was a war crime. See, I knew it. I knew that you shouldn't just do that. Apparently, they didn't get it. Killed after surrendering. If you surrender, then you're not supposed to be killed. You're supposed to be taken to a camp, or basically, in some wars, they just let you the fuck go. You know, they'd beaten you, you left. If you surrendered, then you could just fuck off. You know, historically in wars, it was the case that basically, if you lost the war, you were dead anyway. So yeah, if you're a soldier in a war in the past, in the great past, in medieval times, you would yawn. Oh my god, you would yawn. No, if you didn't have the chance to surrender, you basically were killed. And if you did surrender, if you just straight up surrendered, then they would not kill you. But if it depended on what the war was about, you know, if it was for land, if it was for land or territory, then essentially, and you surrendered, then you would be under their rule, but you would have surrendered. You know, you would have been you then work for them, and if they called you up to war again, then essentially you would just fight for them instead of fighting for whoever was in charge before. If it was for resources, then usually it was a case of you surrendered and went home, and then usually starved because, you know, they got all the resources after winning that war if they won. So yeah, but most of the time you didn't even have the chance to surrender, so you were basically fucking murdered. So even in modern wars, if you surrendered, you were basically kept in camps. They had to maintain camps and keep you alive, but in a prisoner camp, essentially, and that was it. you know. There was actually a lot. There was a huge deal. In fact, there was a huge deal where basically a bunch of German soldiers actually were in a camp that was they set up a whole prison and whole camp actually near Peterborough, where I'm living now. Near Peterborough, where I'm living near Peterborough now. They set up a whole camp and stuff for World War One, and then it became in use in World War Two. And it was a huge prison basically, but it was a really nice one. And essentially, it got out that it was nicer in British prisons than it was to actually fight in the war where you could be killed. So a lot of German soldiers basically would give up immediately after encountering like the like British soldiers and stuff, you know, because they were like, oh, they're British. I've heard lots of good, nice things about these really nice camps that they've got. Well, we'll just get out the war in one of their camps, and they did. A lot of them would just give up just to go to this one particular camp, to the point where it got full, and every time they did give up and then went to a different camp, they were disappointed. You know, it's like, oh, good. They weren't the greatest because, you know, it was just better than fighting in war. You know, I'm not a coward or anything, but if I had the, you know, if I was like called to arms and called to service and stuff, then I would basically be a conscientious. What is it called? I don't like being yelled at. I don't like being told what to do, you know. So it's kind of a thing where I just, yeah, I wouldn't like being in there, and I also don't want to kill anybody. So it'd be like, yeah, even from my fucking country, you know. So yeah, it would be a case of, okay, yeah, I'd most likely, if I encountered the enemy, and like I would have to kill them, or they would have to kill me. I'd totally put up the white flag. But if I was going to be just randomly killed because they're not honoring the rules of war, then yeah. Hopefully they got punished for doing that, because that was bad. Oh, on this day in 1995, oh my god. Oh, yawning is so annoying. On this day in 1995, American actor Christopher Reeve, pictured, was thrown from his horse, leaving him quadriplegic. He later became an activist on behalf of people with spinal cord injuries. Yeah, I remember that happening. I remember it being a huge deal and being kind of bummed out because, like, you know, I liked Superman. 1985, I was 87, 88, 89, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95. I was this many. I was this many. I was 8. Oh, no, I remember that. I remember hearing that. Yeah. Bummer. I don't know why Panda Fox, but I read your thing as a Jax Films. Yesterday I asked you a question, answer to one of his questions. You know, like he asked you in 1995, it's like, what were you doing in 1995? And I read it as him saying something like, in 1995, I was non-exist. Like it was almost a your grass sucks answer. In 1905, I was non-exist. Really? When were you born? Oh my god! It just occurred to me that basically all of the kids that were born in the 2000, in the year 2000, are going to be 20 this year. This is weird. Oh, that's weird. 1987. Oh, Independence Day. Is that when Independence Day was out? I got a feeling that Independence Day was out in 1997 for some reason. So you said 1997, and all I just had flashing in my head basically this annoying kid that used to live on my street who would wear a Independence Day T-shirt because he got to see Independence Day before everybody else because he went on a plane trip, and before then you got to see things that were movie theaters on planes, and he basically was like all about Independence Day. But no, you weren't existent. Wow. You're 10 years younger than me. Just occurred to me. I don't know why. I was like, wait a minute. Also, 1997. That means that he's significantly younger than me. I was like, how much is significant? How old am I now? How old are you now? Whatever age you are, I'm 10 years older than that. Honestly, I've got Damon. I used to pick on Damon all the time. Yeah, I'm 33 in September. Wait, that's not how that works. Are you 23 this year? Or are you going to be 20? See? Yeah, I used to pick on Damon all the time because he didn't know how old he was. And it's like, actually, yeah. No, I get it. I get it now. Because I thought I was 32 all of last year. And then my birthday happened and my mum was like, happy 32 birthday. And I was like, But I thought it was 32. Wow, you guys, I'm old. Yeah, Jeffrey, I know you're old. We know you're old. So I'm 33 this year. Okay. No, that makes sense. That actually makes sense. I get it. 87. Yeah. Math works. Math works. Math works. Yeah. Right. Not getting hung up on it. Yeah, so 1995. You do not remember. You don't remember that. John Cockroach. Oh, I don't know. Oh, shut up. Still a Black. I didn't know. Weird. It's weird how much time we've been on this already. Isn't it? I've been on for an hour. Doesn't feel like an hour. Weird. Today's featured picture. These are usually good. Ooh, it's a star chart. I think. It's a unicorn. Wait a minute. This is Orion. But with a unicorn over it for some reason. Can you see it too? There's the belt. There's the arm. Oh, I just want my eye again. I like that there's a dog here, and the dog is like you see all the stars and how they don't really match up or line up with anything. Like there's one star here, and then there's nothing to do with any of the legs, and then there's like some stars around the feet here and around the head, but nothing to do with the unicorn horn. And this dog is even more for fabrication. I mean, what the fuck? I do like the dog on top. But this is Orion. Oh, here we go. Gemini Orion. Yeah. Weird. Other areas of Wikipedia, yeah. Okay, well, we've looked at everything, I guess. Monosaurus. Is that how you say that? Monosaurus. Canis Minor and Canis Major. Canis Major isn't depicted for some reason. Yeah, okay. Yeah, because these stars here are the bow of Orion. That makes more sense. If I seem quiet, it's because I'm watching more of those food vids I posted in chat. I saw, and I was going to say something like, Yeah, that makes the pop in me very, very hungry and want to eat all of that stuff. And it also makes the 5 in me just like a grumpy pup because he can't eat all that food. Because I can't eat all that food because I'm not allowed. So yeah, because I can't afford it more than anything else. But no, I get it, dude. Oh, we can check out the latest results on the COVID-19 pandemic. I'm back now. I think I'm back anyway. My computer crashed. Well, not my computer crashed. The internet crashed. Well, it did something. It just that nothing was connecting to anything until now. So that's good. Hey, basic person. I was gonna head off anyway, so yeah. I have to go pee. Oh, fun. Gonna empty my bladder. But yeah. Ugh. I've been bitten, by the way, by a mosquito or gnat, whatever, on my legs. And I just hurt myself because I just scratched a big bite on my leg and it just caught it at the wrong angle and it now hurts lots. Yeah. I'm bitten here too. Fun! But hopefully the new bug zapper will, well, the old bug zapper in a new place in 3D will hopefully help with that. So yeah. Anyway, I'll be back tomorrow. What is tomorrow? What is tomorrow? I know it's Thursday. It's Thursday. So it should be like, we've got our own thing. I don't know if you saw the schedule I posted. Thursday, Crafty Thursday. So I'm going to find a simple crafty thing to do, and basically we're going to go in and hopefully do that. I don't know what it's going to be, but I've got tons of supplies, so I'm basically going to figure something out, I guess. Do I have any supplies in my office? Because that would be really simple. Yeah, I saw it. You saw what? Oh, you saw the yeah. If anybody's got any crafting suggestions, then throw them at me as well. That'd be awesome. But yeah, if nobody does, by the time I start the stream tomorrow, which should be around about the same time, if not sooner, it depends. It depends on what how busy I am. Because I don't know, I don't know what state the office is going to be in by the time tomorrow happens. So it probably won't be an early stream. It'll probably be another one of these streams. So yeah. Anyway, check it out, guys. I can stand up, and I don't have to compete for space in my office. But yeah, belly ribs and belly salute. By the way, check out OnlyFans, my OnlyFans page. I uploaded the video that I recorded the other day. So that's Q. I'm uploading it onto YouTube as soon as the weather isn't meltingly hot in here. Because I want to upload the video to YouTube and then it will get uploaded to my Patreon before it gets uploaded to YouTube. But I can't upload anything because it's been too hot. So yeah. But if you want to see the video early, like early, super early, then you can go check it out on OnlyFans, or you can just wait for it to be uploaded to YouTube. In which case, only people on Discord, only people on. Should I post it to Discord anyway? I don't know. Only people on my Patreon can see it first. So yeah. Anyway, guys, have a good rest of your night, and yeah, I'll see you sometime tomorrow. Toodles. Toodles. Toodles.